Boom. We are back. Finally.
Finally.
Yes, finally, guys. We are back. It's Token of the Truth. She made man Freddie B, and I'm here with
Lady Drea Renee.
Yes, it's been a minute. Lady Dre Renee, she's got stuck at not Black Rock, but shooting. What's the name of Burning Man? That she got stuck.
Black Rock City, so that's correct.
Okay. Oh yes, I knew it was some black people. Black something, not black people.
No, not black people. There are black people there, but no.
Chris Rock was there. Yeah. So.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
So today we're back. I'm in Atlanta. I'm not home. I've been on like just crazy traveling things. I haven't been home much. Probably next week I won't be home. I won't be home for a little while.
You're not going to be home next week either?
No, I will not.
Wow.
Well, no. Next week I actually will be home. The following on Wednesday I fly out, and then the next 2 or 3, I think next 2 weeks after that I won't be home.
Okay, well, we are happy to be back, you guys. The Token and the Truth. Me and Freddie B have been on the move, but we have missed you guys. I know we have some topics. I am so happy to be out of the mud. Freddie B is booked and busy, but we are still here for you with all the good topics. Right, Freddie?
Yes. We are here. So, guys, look, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. All that is something free that you can do, and you support us greatly. We appreciate the support. Support is free. Like, comment, and share and subscribe, guys. Subscribe to the YouTube. The Token of the Truth is YouTube, so make sure you guys go over there. Y'all see my little thing, Token of the Truth. IG, follow it. All these are free things you can do. Let's get into it.
You were throwing up gang signs for a second. I was like, oh.
I forgot you in LA, so
To be fair, fair, I am in LA. But yeah,
let's get into it. First thing. A lot of divorces or separations or what have you in the air. First one, Jenny May, Young Jeezy, and then Iman and Tiana. They've been separated for a while, but they just announced it. But
Jenny May, that's how it always goes, right? They always kind of keep it on the low, and then they bring it back they bring it out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jenny May and Jeezy.
Is it Jenny Mai or is it Jenny May?
Yeah. Who knows?
I think it's Jenny Mai.
Jenny Mai. You might be. I think you might be right.
I think I might be right.
Yeah, I think you're right.
As you guys know, Jenny Mai, who's on The Real, was married to Jeezy, and I had a lot of hope for them. I know a lot of people didn't, but she seemed to be really in love. She did not want to have children. Had a baby, cutest baby ever. She's in her 40s, which is another reason I was like, okay, she's in her 40s. She had her career, got married, did the thing. She did it. Jenny Mai did it. Okay.
Yeah, and she did.
She was saying she didn't want to, and she did. Obviously, as I always say, nobody knows the ins and outs of their relationship. But I did hear, I don't know if this is true, allegedly that he had filed for divorce 2 years ago. I just read that. So I
just heard he filed for divorce. I heard Jeezy filed for divorce, and as we know, men, that's not something men do. Normally people get divorced.
Exactly what I wanted to
70 to 80% of divorces are filed by women. We know because women, like, I could do bad all by myself. Their friends tell them all different types of stuff. I gotta go, girl. I can't take this. Men, we gonna stick it out. We gonna stick it out. We gonna figure it out, and we ain't gonna run away. He filed for divorce, so
why?
But they both got money, so that kind of is the wrinkle to where, like, when you got money, you like, I ain't about to deal with this. You spend a little money for the lawyers, and you just walk away. You go on with your life, let the lawyers figure it out, because you got those high-powered lawyers that can do that. So, I don't know, but what I know with me, I heard Jenny Mai. She said some suggestive things apparently in the past about, I think, Black people or Black women or something to that effect.
She said something about the black meat on the side. Did you see that clip?
I didn't see that clip, but like I said, I heard some stuff about what she said, and then with that kind of made me disappointed in Jeezy. I was just, she did her thing, and she did her whole thing, and she not Black. She said it. If that is the case, I'm disappointed in Jeezy. Jeezy let that slide, and whatever the case may be, that's kind of bogus that Jeezy did that. But one thing I do not like about this whole situation is, here's the thing. I'll be the first to say American women can be a headache. American women can be a headache based on
You got
based
you
off the
listening to this? Are you listening to this? Repeat
yes,
it. Go.
American women can be a headache based on the media. And I'm speaking generally. You have your American women who see through the BS and they don't fall prey to the media BS and the separation of family stuff like this here. But like, we live in this country that we have this infrastructure and it really tries to I feel like women sometimes are over
Women
empowered
are
to
over empowered, Freddie.
over empowered. And what I mean by that is empowered to be alone, empowered to be, I don't need a man. Men are worthless. And so I can do everything myself. And it's like when they're put in situations to do it, it's like, oh, hold on, wait, why aren't you a gentleman? And so the thing is that I don't like I said, I don't like what Jenny Mai said about the black meat on the side and that whole deal. And then and what I don't and when I reason I bring that up, I think that some men in retaliation didn't go overboard. You got the passport brother generation, passport bros
That's a real
generation, that
thing.
whole
That's a
culture,
real thing.
which I find that also to be corny. I think everything is a spectrum, and you got the two extremes. You got the women who are over empowered, who are just way overboard with not needing a man. I don't need no man to do this, that, and the third. And then you got the passport bros who, you got to go overseas. Guys, get your passports and find you a wife. American women are lost cause. You got to go get you an African woman. You got to go get you a Dominican woman. You got to go get you a Colombian woman. All that type of
Colombian,
stuff.
yeah.
And it's just it's way overblown. So with this case, and the reason I bring this up because when Jeezy got with Jenny Mai, all these guys like, yeah, see, I told you they was championing it. Like, look, he got him a Asian woman, or they're submissive and da 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 third. And it's like, relax.
But she's also American, right? So it's like, yeah,
Right.
she's Asian woman,
Exactly.
but she grew up here. She's in the industry. She has a mind of her own. She'd already been married. So Jenny was standing by herself, fine, alone. And again, like I said before, she wasn't even thinking about having children. I'm glad that you said the thing about both sides of the spectrum because I don't know if over empowered is what I would use, but I do think that standing so strongly in I can do it all by myself because at the end of the day, and I never thought I would say this, but I don't think anybody wants to. I don't think anybody really wants to. Yes, know that you can have your own bank account, work, do your thing, pay your bills, get a condo, all the things, get a house, whatever. But I think at the end of the day, at a certain point, you do look around and you're like, all right, like this would be nice to have a partner. And so again, it was her second marriage. I don't know the ins and outs. They're both in the industry, but I think it's another failed marriage. And I wanted to highlight this because it was a man filing for divorce. So I'm like, that's really interesting. That doesn't always, usually that's not what's happening. And so I wish we could know what was the catalyst for him saying, all right, I'm out of here. Like, why would he want to leave when that's just not normally the case?
Well,
Most
I mean,
men are sticking around.
I think the custody of a child could possibly um shine a little more light on this. Like if Jeezy gets custody, it's like,
Okay.
now what the hell's up with Jenny? Like something's up with her because he filed for divorce for her, and then he got custody because ordinarily that's another thing. When it's time to get custody, the courts just automatically get a custody to the woman. The man, like, just pretty much has
Exactly.
no rights. He got to figure it out, and he got to just fight to see the child a lot of times because the woman got a
Right.
heads up on, like, okay, you know what? I get custody, and you hurt me, so and you're not gonna see your child. And I know they get to you, and women like to play that game as well. So, I think
Unfortunately,
we'll
that
see
is a
something.
game. It's so sad when people use the children as bait and
It's so sad
ammo.
when women use the children this way. Because men, we can't use
You
the children this
can.
way.
I've
We
seen it.
cannot.
It is an outlier situation, but it can happen.
This is a very outlier,
It is,
very
but I've
like
seen
the
it.
woman has to be on crack. She has to be on crack, pretty
Doesn't
much.
matter.
Like
I've seen it. Maybe there
she
were
should be on
drugs
crack.
involved, but I've seen
And
it.
then when that happens, then okay, the man really don't have to use the child because the woman on crack. Like she did it to herself.
Okay, fine. What else? Point is, I understand, and that is unfortunate when that does happen. So yeah, I wanted to highlight this because I thought it was very interesting. Obviously, with the content that we talk about here, GZ filing for the divorce was a very unique thing. So I'm sure there will be more coming out to this story. She's an interesting character in the media. She says some really provoking things. She really does. So, in that comment about, she said she liked her white men, but the dark meat on the side or something like that. And I believe her co-host called her out. I think it was Tamara Braxton. She was like, "Girl, what'd you say?" And even when she was trying to explain it, she didn't do a good job. She
Yeah,
did
you
not.
got to send me that clip. I got to see that. That's why I haven't seen that clip. I just heard what people
Yeah,
were
I'll
saying.
send it to you. It is pretty. I mean, and especially at the time she was saying it, I was just like, "Girl, what are you doing?" I mean, you're on a live talk show, and they kept it in. So,
That's wild.
but like you said, Jeezy knew. So,
All right, so let's get into the meat and bones of it all. What's the first clip we're gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about with Tyler. Are we talking about the 32-year-old
I
women?
think we're gonna go into Tyler first, right?
We'll do Tyler.
I think we're gonna do Tyler first. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull this. Hold on. Let me. I always end up starting it early. Okay, hold on. Just what it is, you guys. It's just what it is. Okay.
Like
Present.
today, I'm not on my computer because I'm not home. I got just my phone. So
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna click this here. Share. Got it.
Especially Black women, and I'm getting in trouble for saying it, but I will. In our society right now, Black women are making a lot more for the most part than Black, right? There are a lot of Black women successful, but for the most part, Black women, when you love, that man works, at whatever job, and is a good man and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you handle the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Listen, a lot of women, but that's so hard for a lot of people to take in because that means, no, I need somebody who is, they need to make 5 times more, and I got to have, well, go on, keep your list, baby.
Yeah.
God bless you. Hope it happens. Go on, keep your list. But when you talk about just someone to love you and support you, I know people who have, whose men can't touch what they make. But when you see them together, that love, that support, that I got you, babe, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But that's so hard for.
Freddie, can you, I don't know if there's like extra sounds coming in on yours.
extra sound with is it echo?
Oh, okay, yeah, it's gone now. Maybe it was this video. Okay, we're back.
All right, so thing with Tyler, one thing I found funny is like when he got into his like super comfortable voice, he sounded just like Medea. Like Medea came out and started talking, and when I saw that clip, a lot of women made the joke, and that's the thing. A lot of women love to insult men by calling them homosexual, and so like you could tell the women who disagree with Tyler because they was like, no, how about you take them in? Basically like that's the man. How about you? That's the man for you. You describing the man you need to get her. How about you take that man, Tyler? Like that's a good man for you. Like basically calling, Tyler, because that's kind of been like the thing hanging over Tyler's head is he like men. So, but I'll let you start us off.
Okay, look, the thing is, this who makes more situation, in my experience, I've done it, but I don't think the level of treatment was there. And there was definitely a time in my life where I was like, okay, if that was the situation, because I'm more about your heart. And at the end of the day, if you're on your deathbed, it's more about that person's heart and their intentions and their effort and how they treated you. That's going to be the most important thing at the end of the day. So it doesn't matter that, oh, they can't buy you a, 6-bedroom house or like that super nice car or that designer bag. It's like, how are they treating you? But I will say the dynamics of that can only work with certain people. What's up, Antonio? I think my friend Antonio's in the chat. I think that dynamic
Yeah,
can
that's what
only
I
work. Oh, Antonio. Duh. Brain went out the door.
Yeah, so if y'all don't know, we in the very first episode we talked about how we did a reality show. Antonio, he saw Drea and he hopped on Drea. I remember he told me, he was like, Drea, like,
Okay.
yeah,
Are you ready? Anyway, back to the topic. So yeah, this is interesting because I think age is an interesting factor in this. I think maybe when you're older, it may not be that big of a deal. I think, in my opinion, it would take a certain type of man to not feel a certain way with his peers or like in their friend group, everyone knowing that the woman makes more. Now there are couples that do this, and I know them, I've met them, and it's fine. But in my particular experience with this, it didn't fare so well. Now, would I do that again based on, just focusing on the treatment? I don't know, but I prefer not. Matching or higher is what I would prefer. Just because the man's ego and just it just really the dynamics of that in a relationship, unless you're getting somebody who's 100% secure in themselves and they can be okay with that, it's just gonna lean towards a strained dynamic, I think, and then when decisions are being made, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't know. If you guys can do it and you found out the magic touch to do it, I think it's go ahead. But I think it's going to be difficult depending on what your priorities are. I think there just can be some shady areas, but even still, the man making more money, again, have a lot of friends that do that too. And I will say, for me in particular, I'm not always a huge fan of like having to check in with someone to purchase something. So for me, that is not a thing either. So I'm always going to bring in, my own money if I can. But I don't know. Everybody's different. I don't know. I think this is tough. I think you can focus on love. I think it's the most important, but I do think there are nuances that can create a strained dynamic. That's what I think.
I mean, like the focus on like love is love is love. That's the Disney movie thing. When you get married to somebody, like that's just the foundational. You can't like when you live in a house, you can't build a house and build a home just a foundation there. Like that's you need that for stuff to be stable. We need a whole bunch of other stuff for it to make it livable. You know what I mean? If you just got the foundation there, then like it's pointless. So love alone is not that's just what you're gonna build from. Now when you talk about this, you mentioned the part, about love and then about money and then about having your own money. Like the thing is in a traditional household, like the man making, like say the man making all the money and then he's paying for everything and the wife take care of the house. Usually what I've seen is that this money goes into a central pot and then money is there for the woman. Like she gets like like they both spouses get a portion of money to spend however they want to spend, basically like a weekly or monthly allowance, however you guys divvy it up, to where you don't have to check on every single thing. And sometimes you might be out and you want it and you go buy it and you got your little piss off money, and that's what you got. You know what I mean? Like actually earlier today, like I'm with my dad. I'm in my dad's house in Atlanta. He was talking about my grandparents and my grandmother. His mother didn't work. My grandfather did work. He made the lion's share. And we was talking about going to Montreal, and he was talking about, your grandma used to go to Montreal, and like his mother. And I'm like, oh, did she? Like, yeah. When she get mad at my dad, she would go to Montreal.
Grandma said, I'm going to Montreal.
Yeah, and she would go with her sister, my Aunt E. I remember my Aunt E. And so the thing is what I asked, I was like, hold on, wait, because I knew like my grandmother didn't work. Like my grandfather worked, and he did a bunch of things. He had like an ice cream shop. He was a painter. He did a bunch of stuff, and he paid for the whole household. And so I'm like, oh, when she went, I mean, she spent his money. He was like, yeah, she'd go to Montreal and take his money because she didn't work, and she'd be in Montreal and be maybe gone for a couple of weeks or whatever with her sister, spending his money, the money that he brought in the house. But the thing is if you're a man and that's what you take on, like, okay, my woman, you can't. It doesn't make
Right.
sense that you make the money and your wife has no money to spend. Like that literally makes no sense. Like what type of
I
man are you
agree.
to have your woman out here? She don't work. She taking care of your house. She taking care of your kids. She fixing your meals. She making sure when you come home, you have a nice, safe, warm home to come to. And you making the money. Like why would you not have her set up with cash to spend however she sees fit? And vice
I,
versa with the man. He got money to
yeah.
spend. And so speaking to that, I wanted to speak to that. But in a bigger, broader thing, when they talk about the woman making more money than the man, I think it's tough because you mentioned about the man, his ego, this and the third. I would venture to say the woman and her ego. Because when you got a woman making more money than the man, that face you just did, you're gonna get that a lot as a man. Like, yeah, excuse me. You'll get the excuse me. What are we doing? So how are we doing this again? You'll get a lot of like, excuse me.
You
Like
know
I
what,
make
Freddie? I'm not gonna lie. I will say on your side to ring the bell in agreement. That is true. I'm sorry,
yes,
we're golfing with who this weekend? How? Oh.
right. Right. He come with some idea like, oh babe, I saw this investment property. It's like $200,000. And so what we can do this. You saw investment property and it's 200K. So whose money? How's it being purchased? And then as a man, that's like
not, but
that is emasculating. So that's the thing that you get to. That's the troubling part is a woman not emasculating her man, allowing her man to still be a man and still feel comfortable within his manhood. And like I said, I've seen couples where the woman makes more than the man, but that woman, she makes more, but she lets her man be the man. Like, be the man, baby, do your thing, and I'm just bringing the lion's share of the economics in, and you handle it all. You handle it all. I go out and make the money. You handle it all. You the man. You handle it all. And then if you're just messing up, then okay, then I may need to step in. Then you may need to hand over the direction for some period of time to me and to learn from me. But that woman isn't like, checking him, and she let him like, babe, you do it. You be the man. And that's the hard part.
That's the important nuance in the situation, because I feel like that will probably involve someone focusing on the treatment that you're getting from the person, because you can't be an asshole and be broke. But sometimes that type of behavior is allowed. And so, if you're gonna, and I don't want to say be broke. I'm just saying, okay, your wife or partner makes a little more than you. Not even be broke. That's being dramatic, okay? But yeah, then you got to come in with a few extras. And I do think, like, to piggyback off what you were saying, I do think it's important to let your man still be the man, if you guys are in those traditional roles in that way, because I think that is so important. And I actually think it's even more important. Hi, Mom. I actually think it's even more important in that dynamic if the woman is making more money to sort of nurture your man still being the man, because then I think it can get a little like you said, like, I'm sorry, what are we doing? And even if you don't want to do that, to maybe even acknowledge and pull back and say, hey, I'm sorry I said it that way. So I think there has to be
Mom dudes. Hey, mom dudes. Yeah, I think like, and that's the tricky part in it, because it has to be a man and a woman in lockstep, to where, like, hopefully that woman, she's vetted this man and she knows, like, even though I make more than him, it's just how the economics has failed, but he's a great man, and he has, and the thing is I hate using the P word, but this is somewhere where the P word can kind of come in, where she knows, look at her man, like, I know that he actually has the potential or the wherewithal to make more than me. He just doesn't, but she's content with him never making more. She knows that he has the capacity that he could have if he chose a different area of work. But if he chose a different area of work, he wouldn't be fulfilled. He'd be miserable. But he's doing something he loves, he's great at it. It's just the earning potential doesn't equal the work that I'm in. So for example, I was just in Colorado with Fox Sports doing a whole bunch of stuff with them. And one of the girls I was working with, she's getting her PhD in aerospace engineering. So, she's set up to make, like, when she gets a job, she's set up to immediately go into almost $200,000 a year, immediately off rip with that. because it's STEM and she has a PhD in its highest level. But with her, she doesn't want to get into the private sector. She wants to be a professor. But say, since she want to get in the private sector, it's not many jobs that's going to make more than her. It's not many jobs you're going to out earn her. No. So, but the thing is that a woman like that, you gotta like, it has to be a thought process. Like, I have a great man and he could make more than me, but he doesn't. Right now, I make a lot of money. We're just gonna bring the money together. In my check, I don't make more. We make 400,000, and he's the man. He leaves the household, and I'm gonna let him do his thing. I just bring in the money, and then we go from there. And then you find those things that work, because I think in our world too. You know, I guess this is the episode where we agree. I guess we missed each other, so we agree a lot. I think that, you know, like there's certain things that you have to evolve to the lifestyle that we have in America, because it's so capitalistic and it's so based on actual currency to pay for things. And so you got to like find out where it goes. So what Tyler Perry was saying is, especially speaking of Black women, is it's just not enough men to make more than you in your thing, to where you got to be you in the place as a woman, specifically as a Black woman. If you want a Black man to like, okay, I want this man, he has to make more than me. And especially if you're making 250K a year, it's like, sister, like,
I mean, that's why he went into his Medea voice. And if you guys are just joining us, we're talking about a Tyler Perry clip that we saw where he's saying Black women are making more money than men. So focusing more on how they're treating you is a more important thing. And yeah, I mean, look, I think even as a woman that's a career woman, there is a responsibility to acknowledge the reality of your career and what you're making. Now, look, maybe you're around other people and peers that are doing things like that, and that's who you connect with. But if it's not, and you're just on a regular dating app or whatever, and you're just putting yourself out there, I think you have to have realistic expectations of who you're going to meet and what your priorities are. And depending on your age, you know, what exactly you want to focus on. Because yeah, $200,000 a year, 250, depending on where you live, that'll do you okay in California. It'll do you okay. It's probably not going to support a full family. I'll tell you that.
And I want to say this, like a lot of women in the comments of that clip was like, women got to settle and dim their light and all that type of stuff. And it's and I didn't take Tyler as saying that. I took it more so as like, if you're making 250K as a woman, like you probably have to be okay meeting a man who makes 150K. Like, you're not selling, you're not dimming your light. He makes 100,000 less, but he makes 150K. That's still like, he know he's no slouch. He has a quality career. Exactly. He's doing his thing. He just makes 100K less than you. And so I'm not saying you're a woman, you make 250K. You need to get with a guy who's making 20K, who's the lead fry cook at McDonald's. And it's like, yeah, then it's like, okay, as far as like actually like leading you from other things other than financially, like mentally and emotionally, he probably can't even do that, because like his ambition and drive just isn't there. But let me I put up Antonio, like I said, he's on a reality show with us. And he's put 2 comments in that are very long. Let me read this first one.
Yeah, I love it.
First thing first, a man don't care about woman money. A man doesn't care about a woman's money. That this modern day woman thing, real men are not intimidated by women making more than them, because they still know their place as a masculine man. She makes more. She just have to bask in her femininity. And if not, a real man is gone. Y'all also talking about love, but men, we focus on respect more than the love. So I think I would say Antonio definitely hitting the nail on the head then, because me and my dad, we was out eating. We was at Longhorn Steakhouse last night, and this lady, she had her mom. Her mom was around the same age as my dad. My dad's single, her mom apparently single, and she started to laud the benefits, the good attributes of her mother. What she said was, her mother has 2 Mercedes, has a lot of money, has a great job, and like a bunch of financial things. And it's unfortunate. Like, the thing is, a lot of women think like that is a good attribute to men. But then I asked her, I was like, which one of those cars she gonna give my dad? How much money can my dad spend it at? And which house can he have? She looked at me like, what? Like, none of it. So then I was like, well, why did you name off all those things to sell your mother? Like,
that's sort of her selling point. Yeah.
Right. But my dad can't partake in none of that. So
And that's an interesting thing too, because if you are saying that as these things, that this woman is this woman is that, then what is your dad supposed to like do or not do within that, right? Like why even say any of that? That doesn't even make any sense, because and that attitude or that vibe of like, oh no, he can't have any of that, but reverse it, and then it's like, well, that's going to be my house, that's going to be my car, those are going to be my coins.
Exactly. And so the thing, we fall into this place to what Antonio is saying. A lot of women take on this masculine energy, like a selling point for them. They got these degrees, job, money, cars, all these types of things. When you dating a guy, that guy will see none of it. So that does not matter to men, but women aren't getting that. But vice versa, what you said, like, yeah, if I meet a chick who don't have that, and I got 2 cars, I got money, I got a house, like, yeah, okay, when we get married,
yes. Call her girlfriends and say, girl, Freddie got this, Freddie got that. And look, the thing is, you do want an intelligent woman, right? So for some men, the degrees matter. Those things do matter, because you don't want to be walking around with a ding dong. I would say most intelligent men would like a little bit more than the physical beauty, right? You want to be able to have a conversation with someone, and those things are important. So that is something to highlight. But yeah, I mean, marketing that as your selling point off the bat, then being like, oh, but that's just mine, isn't, conducive to somebody being in a relationship, because you will share those things.
I mean, what I will say is, even when it comes to education, like, women be like, oh, she has a PhD. Like, when you get a PhD, that does not matter to a man. Like, you got a bachelor's, maybe.
PhD. Hey, mom.
Yeah, masters is about kind of limit, where it's like, okay, she got a master's. Once you get a PhD, it's like, oh hell, like that's trouble, and I got to deal with a whole bunch of extra I'm not trying to deal with. She went to college. She got a
disagree.
You said your mom got a PhD, so I would imagine she would.
Mom, if you're listening, Dr. Jacqueline Smith.
But I'm talking about men. A man, you talking to a man, and like, oh, my girlfriend, she got a PhD too. Is like, that's something that you may not want to tell somebody as a woman. Right. Tell a man as a woman, like, that's not a selling point. It's not a selling point.
Because then you're called to step up. That's what that is.
What, the man?
Yes.
What you mean step up?
What do you mean? If a woman has a PhD educationally, you're saying that's not a selling point, then why wouldn't it be? Why you're saying, oh, you got to deal with all this bunch of other stuff? What exactly are you dealing with?
We dealing with the mental gymnastics of the woman with the PhD. Because the thing is women talk and base things more so how they feel. So then you add all this education, and then like, I feel like this. Well, I got a PhD and you can't talk to me. That's what a lot of women do. Like, I got a PhD, so what I said trumps what you said. It's like,
mother.
So that's what you find with a lot of women. I got a PhD, and so what I said trumps what you said, and it's like, no. But so Antonio put another comment that is very long, but I'm gonna read it. A woman who makes more these days think that she has to find a man that makes more than her, when she failed to realize the average man only makes $50K a year. That's 85% of the US. So that means the 10% are 6 figures and 5% are wealthy and already taken. What she has to understand, the 6-figure got options and not dealing with the bull. The wealthy are already taken. So take 50K and learn how to be happy. Now this is where I deviate a little bit from Antonio, because the thing is that what I say all the time is that women out there, if you listen to what I'm saying, you ain't got to listen to what I'm saying. You ain't got to do nothing. You can do whatever you want to do, and you ain't got to understand nothing I say. You ain't got to. Like, the thing, I speak to results. What do you want? And I will tell you how to get what you want. But you can decide, no, I want to do what I want to do. So that's where I kind of deviate from Antonio. And I won't say just learn how to take the 50K and be happy, because you can aspire to those higher levels. You can aspire to those higher levels, but there's personal work. Like, this is something I even told my own mother. I told my own mother, like, there you have women who could find that man who makes a lot of money, who can be everything she wants to be. But then when you meet her, you see, like, okay, some of the things that you do and some of the habits that you have aren't going to fly with that type of man. And this is how you hone and polish that so that you can be a part of his program. Some women will do it. Some women be like, nope, I ain't gonna dim my shine for nobody. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm a woman, hear me roar.
Social media. It's social. Look, I'm gonna blame some of that or a lot of that. Not even just, I'm not blaming this on all women. Absolutely not. I'm just saying that those dynamics, social media. And I do think a lot of times in dating, a lot of women or just people aren't experiencing that level of a man, right? So you talk about wanting that level, And to speak to what Antonio said, no, the availability is limited. And the
It's more limited than what he said too.
It's very limited. So then when you do get that type of man that you cannot punk out and you got to get a program or you don't, you have to make a decision. And you're right. Sometimes maybe some good people are getting passed on because they're like, oh, I'm not going to do that. They're like, okay, well, next, I'll just go to the next person. And then you sort of have to then change what it is that you're actually asking for in a partner, right? Or maybe you don't. I mean, you could be the unicorn situation, meet the guy, do the thing, whatever. But I think in any relationship, there's going to be compromise. There's going to be. I don't think you find yourself a primetime man. It means he doesn't have to compromise at all because he's going to have to listen to a phone call or two that maybe he doesn't want to listen to. But I think, of course, you know what I mean? That's just, it's give and take. But I do think it's true that if you are going to be dealing with a certain caliber of person on either end, you are going to have to make some concessions because that's just what comes with, in my opinion, that next level of dating.
Yeah, I mean, you got prime time select. You got some women out here prime time. You got men out here prime time. The thing is if you want somebody prime time, and a lot of times, a lot of women, and like I said, what you find is women will describe the man they want, and more often than not, women will describe a prime time man and think they deserve him, as opposed to a man describing a prime time woman and think he deserves her. Like it's just the fact of the matter is the delusion is heavily weighted to women. And so then with that being said, that delusion then puts the heavily weightedness of advantage to men. Because men, we know what a primetime woman is, and a man knows, like, nigga, I don't qualify for that primetime woman. I don't qualify for her. This mother's fine. She this, that, and the third. All these things that men like.
What you want either a lot of times, because that is true. I'll never forget. I was at that party and a girl was listing her things she wanted in a guy. And a guy did it, and then he did get attacked for saying that he didn't want a big woman. He wanted her preferably to be a certain height. And then, the girl essentially said the same thing. And
and you also got that. Like, even if a man is delusional, he'll get chopped down immediately. Like, what? You want why? Hell no, boy, you'll stop. He'll get chopped down immediately. So the thing is that with that being said, what I mean by all that is the primetime man has way more people trying to get him. He got the women that actually qualify for him, including a bunch of women who do not qualify for him, but they think that they do. They believe that they do, and then nobody has told them you don't qualify for him. So he got this whole pool of women trying to get him. Vice versa, the primetime woman, she got the men that actually qualify for her trying to get her, but then the small piece of men who are delusional might be trying, but they throwing up half. They throwing up full court shot. They just tossing like, hey, what's up? Like, I want to go out. They not really trying. They just hoping like maybe still bite.
But sometimes they do bite. Sometimes they do.
Yeah, bite. I mean, sometimes people. Yeah, sometimes people bite, because you're funny or whatever the case may be, but you still don't qualify.
Not for a husband, no. Maybe for a couple months.
For a night, right? Which that works for men. Like, okay, she prime time. Like, oh, I get to smash for a night. They walk away like, yes, I won. I won. A woman don't walk away that this prime time dude smashed her for a night. She don't walk away like, generally speaking, she don't walk away like, yes, I won.
I was like, there are the few, like the one you sent me.
Yeah, I mean, if Drake knocked off Shaquisha, then she'd be like, of course.
Why does her name have to be Shaquisha? Oh my God.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's the first thing I thought of.
We got another long one from Antonio. The reason most people are this way is because of social media. Agreed. Where everyone's saying you need to leave if anything happens. Agreed. It can be as little as him talking to his baby mama about his child. Nobody wants to work in a relationship nor communicate to make it right. They go straight to social media. very true, Antonio. Everybody jumps on social media. Like we talked about, Kiki's, I don't know if they're together anymore, so I'm alleged ex, I feel like, who jumped on social media when she was dancing with Usher. Everybody jumps on social media. It has like inflated people's expectations of what they should have, who they should date. I'm gonna wait for this, the girl with the big boobies and the BBL, and I'm gonna wait for the guy that's making $1 million plus a year. And everyone's kind of living in the clouds a little bit. And I think we are getting away from, the value of what a person really should be about. And that's what we're talking about today. Again, if you're just joining us, about dating a guy who makes less than you.
Yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. Those are all free things you can do to support us. It's free. We're not asking for money. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please, can we get the likes up, guys? Please, can we get the likes up? It's totally free to hit the like button, guys. And yes, we showed a video earlier. Tyler Perry basically saying, like, women, and he says, in his video, he says specifically black women, you may have to get to the point to where you date a guy who's making less than you. Kind of talking through that. Some people felt like women need to settle. People always telling black women in specific they need to settle. I don't think that's what he's saying. It's just
I don't think that's what he's saying either.
A guy that just does not make more to you. He does not exceed your earnings. He makes less to you. What do you guys think? Definitely put in the comments. And as you guys know, if you want to cam up, feel free. We can cam up. And yeah. So we got that. You wanna hop into our
we're gonna move on to our next topic. It'll be focusing on Freddie's favorite person in the world, Kevin Samuels, starring Kevin Samuels, who Freddie loves and loves to quote, as you guys know. So we're going to show you the clip. You do, you love it. We're going to show you the clip. And again, make sure you guys are commenting and letting us know what you think. Okay, here we go.
So, but this one is about when he was. What was he saying?
Your feelings. Oh, did I not press share? Oh, my bad. I'm just watching it like I pressed share. Hold on, you guys. This always happens to me. I'm like, oh, we're doing it. We're ready. Okay, share. Now we're here. Okay, here we go.
You want to lose a good woman? Go and talk to her about your problems. She'll be fucking your best friend by Saturday. You want to keep a relationship going? You stay in the masculine role. You let your woman stay in the feminine role. She gets to vent and download to you. You go talk to the goddamn tree. You only cry in front of your woman when an immediate family member dies or when you break both arms. And then you only cry for about 3 seconds. Man, the fuck up. You want to lose a good woman? Go and talk to her about your problems.
Oh my God. Okay. He's so dramatic. Okay. So yes. Kevin Samuels is saying, don't talk to your women about your feelings. She'll be messing with your friend. If the break the 2 arms and you got to wait 3 seconds to cry. Okay. That kind of took me out. Look, I'm actually glad that we're talking about this because I think it's a good piggyback on the Tyler Perry subject. This is interesting because we did a topic of the girl calling the guy for everything. We showed a clip where he's like, oh, I want my woman to call me for everything. And I was like, oh, if your guy should call you for everything too, and you disagreed with me. And and it's interesting because I think a lot of women say, we want a sensitive man. We want a sensitive man until you actually have one. And then it's a little bit like, oh, this is a lot. Now, where
keep talking about, I want my dad to chime in. I'm trying to get my dad to chime in on this.
Okay,
keep going. Pops.
But I'm telling you, it's you do want to be able to feel like your partner is like a, like a sturdy figure, stable figure in your life that you can go and talk to. Now, I do want my partner to come and talk to me and share things with me and do all that. But I do get, now, if you're coming to me with every single little thing, every nook and cranny thought that you have, and that
I want you to pop in on this.
It could be a lot. It could be a lot. And yes, Kevin Samuels is very dramatic. Hello, Freddie's father. How are you?
I'm doing fine, sweetheart. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. We're talking about men and their emotions. Kevin Samuels say, "Don't tell your women your feelings."
So wait, let's play the clip one more time.
We're gonna play the clip with Freddie's dad. Okay, one more time.
Let's play the clip one more time. So So guys, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. This is Pops. This is Pops right here.
Go and talk to her about your problems. She'll be fucking your best friend by Saturday.
So
You want to keep a relationship going? You stay in the masculine role. You let your woman stay in the feminine role. She gets to vent and download to you. You go talk to the goddamn tree. You only cry in front of your woman when an immediate family member dies or when you break both arms. And then you only cry for about 3 seconds. Man, the fuck up. You want to...
I mean,
So you heard that?
A little bit of it. I ain't getting all of it.
Okay, so basically you were saying like, you know, your woman gets to vent and download to you. You don't go to your woman and vent and download and cry in front of her and vent about all the things that's happening in your life and all the things you're dealing with. You don't 100% vent to your woman. The only time you cry in front of her is if an immediate family member dies, or you. I mean, he's being facetious with the second part. You break both your arms and then you only cry for 3 seconds. But man up, go vent to a tree or something.
That's not necessarily true.
Okay, so what's your?
That's not necessarily true. It depends from the beginning. The beginning when you guys first meet. After you talk to each other, you will know later on down the road how things should work out. I mean, you don't. I mean, honestly, I get where you're coming from. Every time something goes wrong, you run to her. Oh, baby, blah 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 blah. I get that.
okay.
I get that. But if you and your wife or whoever she may be to you, wife, okay. If you and your wife, I mean, like you started from the beginning, you guys are talking, you know, you venting with each other, letting each other know about each other. That's what makes a relationship strong and healthy and wholesome. That's what makes a relationship strong and healthy. I say it again, because
let me ask you this.
Okay.
So you were married to my mom.
Yes.
Did you ever cry to my mother? Did you ever cry in front of my mother?
You ever cry in front of your mother?
You heard what I said. Did you ever cry in front of my mother?
And I'm trying to think about this. If I ever cried.
He got to think. Like,
I mean, because I don't know. I know I was a pretty rough guy back when I was younger.
Okay.
So
did you ever cry in front of him? Like boo cry?
With tears?
Tears, yes. Did you ever cry?
No.
Never?
So
no.
Exactly. So we're talking about a man who he never cried. You married to my mom for what? 10 years? 11?
Yeah. 10
How
years.
is it possible that you never cried a tear in front of your wife? How is that possible?
I don't cry, period. Let's don't cry to her. What am I crying to her for? What is she gonna do?
He said all that just to then validate. Get the hell out of here, man. I'm taking back over, man.
No.
Oh my God, I love him.
Wait, what you about to say?
I love him. I love him. He said, what am I about to cry to her for?
I'm very transparent. You ain't gonna mess nothing. I'm very transparent on here. What you about to say?
Listen, Walter, you can cry. It's okay. If you want to cry now, it's fine.
That's her mom. I've been trying to get her mom on. I was able to get you on in live before her mom came on. Her mom never
we'll
want to come
get my
on.
mom on live. We'll have to get her on
Mom
live.
Duke scared. But go ahead. What you about to say?
Anyway, she ain't scared.
No, I mean, why would I cry to? What's she gonna do?
Be there for you.
That's the point about it.
I understand
like
that.
you don't cry, vent, and download to your wife as a man.
Right.
Yes,
You stay masculine. She can do it to you because you got things you could do for her to solve the problem.
Right.
Freddie, but
Right.
look at
Okay, I might have. Yeah, you right.
Freddie,
You're right.
Look at what my Aunt Vicky said. Look at what my Aunt Vicky said. Not true. Vent to me, but don't be a constant crybaby. You can vent to your partner. You can tell me what's going on.
But you said shed tears.
Like that's what he said. Kevin Samuels said cry in front of her. That was his main point. But he also said vent and download to your wife.
10 years, you never cry? Come on.
No, I mean I've cried
Who do you cry
at a
to?
funeral or something like that. But I mean I just don't. I'm not just gonna go to my wife and start shedding tears, because ain't nothing she can do. Ain't nothing she can do.
And
If I did cry to her, if it was me, if I was her, she had papers in the morning. I'm divorcing you. You got to go. You're kind of weak. I can't. No. That ain't going. That ain't happening.
So to sum all it up, that's the whole point of it. That's what Kevin Samuels is coming from. Right. Is that as a man, you're married to your wife, you're in the masculine. Like, why are you going to your wife crying, down low, and venting to her? It's nothing she can do. Like, it's up to you to fix the problem.
She can be the support for you. Okay, look, this is my thoughts on this. Now, I'm not saying if every single time something happens to you, you're calling me going, "Oh, babe," that would be okay. The sensitivity level, you got to figure that out. But this phrase, which is a very problematic phrase these days in our very woke times, man up, right? Like, if you're saying that now to people are kind of like, "Oh, men can't have their feelings, they can't have their emotions." Because to me, no, I may not be able to fix it, but if you want to talk about it, you want to talk it through. If you're having like just a random blue moon moment where you need to like unleash some emotions, that's a different thing versus you crying to me every day. No, I don't want that. Yes, sir.
Okay. That's what I wanted to hear. I want to know, how would you feel if your husband came to you and was crying about a situation? I mean, actually shedding tears. And since it's all right to cry to you, what you saying?
Not every day, but if it's
would you really? You will start going to work and start saying, "Damn, did I make a mistake?"
No.
You wouldn't?
No, absolutely not. If my man has a moment where he sheds some tears and it's not happening all the time, this is a blue moon moment. Yeah, that's fine. And you've been with somebody for that period of time, you're going to see different colors of them. I would actually be concerned if I never saw my partner cry.
Yeah. You would be concerned if you never saw your partner.
I would absolutely be concerned. I'm dating a sociopath if my partner never ever shed a tear.
Oh my God, not a sociopath. Really? Do we go there?
Yes. I need to know, unless you have an animal, maybe you got a couple pets, we can bypass some tears. But I need to know that you're not crazy.
I don't believe that, because I think that if you had a man,
if you and I got married, you would never cry to me. Why would you never cry to me?
Why? What am I crying about?
I don't know, Freddie.
But exactly, you don't even know. So this hypothetical situation?
If he cried, would it make it better?
If he got his emotions out, yeah, maybe it would.
No, the thing is,
maybe.
Here's the thing. We were married. More than likely, my parents would be alive. When they pass, you'll get to see me cry. With your wish that you've been waiting to see me cry. When he at the funeral, he in his urn because he want to be cremated, and we doing that whole deal, you'll see tears come out my eyes. You'll see me cry because my dad is dead and gone. You'll get this, so you'll know, like, oh, Fred ain't a sociopath. His mom and dad died. He crying. Cool. We got that out the way. Yeah. What in this world can happen while I'm a cry? Because here's the thing. I've had friends, like, now I get what you're saying as far as like, is he a sociopath? Something wrong with him? I've had friends say to me, like, Fred, I've never seen you even get mad. Like, do you get mad? Like, that's not healthy. People tell me I'm not healthy. No. I'm restricting emotions because they never see me get mad. Even with that, I don't even get mad. Like, what am I getting? Why am I having these strong emotions about people who I don't care about?
Okay, well, that's a different conversation. And Freddie, you are clearly an emotionally evolved and intelligent person. So I wouldn't be concerned about you getting.
And there's that.
However, if we are together for 10 plus years, you would imagine that you've seen different facets of a person. I don't know. Maybe life's got you down. Maybe work's not going well. Maybe, I don't know. But even still, you can talk to me. Maybe you just have a moment where you haven't cried in a long time. You need to break it down. I'm not going to look at my man any less of a man because he came to me and shed some tears. Now, you coming to me once a week, every other day crying, maybe we need to call you a therapist. And then, yeah, maybe that's not going to work. But if you have a moment where you break down, yes, I'm going to be there for you. That's crazy, Freddie.
Yeah, this your aunt, Vicky?
Yes, my Aunt Vicky. Hi, Aunt Vicky.
Okay, so this right here now, you know, she said a few things. Now, this is probably definitely the one. Like, okay, she brought this up. That okay, I forgot about this. Life sometimes can be hard. A man shows expression. Sometimes a movie can make one cry. Now, yes. Now, there's a
There we
possibility
go.
we can be watching a movie and it hits me in the feels and I get choked up. I won't cry, but you'll look and see me choked up. My eyes are very glossy. They very, very wet. And it's like for example, matter of fact, the reality show we was on, we had an episode. I don't know if y'all was in the house yet. Y'all weren't in the house yet, actually. So before we went on the show, they had us send in baby pictures. And so, you know, we don't know why we had to send in baby pictures. We get there, they had this. Did you ever see you saw it on TV,
Yes,
the room we
I
was in?
saw it,
It was a big screen. So in real life, this was maybe like a 70-inch TV screen, and we were standing right in front, and they popped everybody's baby picture up on the screen, and they had us talk to little baby Freddie. And so here's the thing. Here's the thing. In that room, you had Antonio, you had me, you had John cried every 5 minutes. So that don't count.
Pisces. Of course he cried.
Yeah. So you had
still
me.
Owed me money. John, you still owe me money. Continue.
Oh man.
Continue.
So you had me, you had Antonio, you had Sean, and you had Lucas, and you had John. So John cried. If you watch the show, John, it's on Hulu. If you want to see Exile, you want to see me
Hulu, guys, check it out.
Yeah, it's on Hulu now for free. So if you got Hulu, you can watch it. John cried every 5 minutes. You watch, you'll see John cry like that in every episode. Antonio had cried. Antonio cried when him and Ashley had this whole thing in there, and they was talking about cheating, and they wasn't there, and she met his daughter. And that whole deal, I don't know if Antonio's still in here, but you know, he cried. Sean cried when they were talking about, you know, him and Samantha. They didn't air that part, but he had cried. He had cried. Tears came out. So, and then all the women that cried, even Brittany.
I didn't cry.
Yes, not y'all, but y'all had no reason to cry. But us 10 in the room, all the women cried. Even Brittany shed a couple of tears. So then it was just down to me and Lucas. And it was funny because like the day before we shot this, me and Lucas, you know, we was tight. We walked in, it was like, man, everybody cried except for us, man. Like we the only ones ain't got broken down and cried. That day we go in, we got to talk to our younger self. Me and Lucas start crying.
Exactly. And it's okay, Freddie. I didn't see that. And I go, ooh, why is he crying like that? I didn't do that. To me, that
you didn't see that though.
It doesn't matter, Freddie.
You never saw me cry. You saw me in control of everything. That's why on the show you like,
no. Stop. Anyway,
like, he's so smart.
You know what? It might have gone a little bit deeper. It might have gone a little bit deeper had I seen you cry. I don't think there's anything wrong. To me, to be quite frank, if there's a man who's like all the way to his masculinity and he does cry, I find that extremely attractive. Now, again, I don't need you crying every 5 minutes, but to open up your feelings like that, especially when you're not doing it on the regular, that makes me feel like you're closer to me. That's an intimate experience. And I do want to be a part of that. Shed some tears. Hashtag shed tears. Thank you.
No, there are a lot of caveats.
Cry too.
There's a lot of caveats to that, you know, on what it is that's making him cry that makes it acceptable.
Okay, the content does matter, sure.
Like the thing is that for a man to cry in front of his woman, it would have to be like some actual emotional things that like she's expecting. Even before he cries, she's expecting for him to possibly cry because she knows that I would definitely cry if that was me. Then he could cry. But if it's something like somebody hurt his feelings, like somebody said something, or he lost his job and he came home and start crying.
Now, if you're crying over something someone said to you, you know,
like he went out and, you know, he black and then some white people was like, yeah, babe, you know, I went to work and the white lady called me, they kept calling me, like, two people call me niggers. They call me niggers. And
you have DC to trauma, I have space for that. But I will say to all the women out there who's asking for a sensitive man, it is an interesting experience when you do get one. It is.
And to all the men out there that think it's okay to download to their woman and vent to their woman, cry for their woman, nigga, no, don't. That is not. That is. That is
Okay,
not.
just
No.
so you guys know, Freddie has now incorporated his whistle to battle the bell. Okay, there's going to be hashtag bell team, hashtag whistle team, whatever. But the bell was here first. The bell was here first. And man, yes,
That's
you
fine.
can. This is our problem in society
MySpace was
today.
here first. You see what happened to MySpace and Facebook.
Whatever. This is our problem in society today, that people are telling men that they can't express themselves. Yes, you can. If you need
Not to your woman. Go to your homeboys. Express yourself to your homeboys. Go to a tree. Like, that's what I do. I vent to myself. I sit and just talk to myself. I talk to God. I vent to God. Because the thing is, as a man, men are logical. We need answers. We want answers on how to fix it.
Okay, but there's also some oscillating between the masculine and the feminine energy.
Oscillate these nuts. We want answers. We want answers. We want answers. That's why it's so important for a child to have the woman, mom in the house, the man, the dad in the house. Because the man gonna fix the problem, logic, how we fix it, and the woman is gonna nurture and get the feelings together, get their feelings feeling good, so they get ready to, all right, let's go to work. Like, go to mama, cry in mama lap. Oh, baby, it's okay. Make you feel good.
No, I think it's perfectly fine if your children see you able to be in touch with their emotions. Now, you don't got to be a big crybaby. I don't recommend that. But again, before we wrap up our show, hashtag shed tears. It's okay.
Hashtag oscillate these nuts. No.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's been so much fun being back. Oh my God. And special shout out to your dad for popping in with us today.
Yes. He popped in. We got Pop to hop in. Maybe one day we'll get Mama Jack Agency going to Hulu right now. She going to watch the show. But guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Guys, we're on YouTube. Make sure you go to our YouTube. Go to our YouTube. The Token of the Truth. Make sure you lock in there, because we're gonna start to oscillate everything down to there. We're gonna start to merge everything there. So go to our YouTube. Or go to our YouTube. The Token of the Truth. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, share that whole thing. Follow us on IG. You see the IG stuff. And yeah, every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday, guys. Bye.
9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.